Good morning, everyone. This is Leah Dixon in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am here this morning to make, oh, there's my notification saying I'm on. Hi, Janice. So this morning I'm here to make a fun card using a new product that Stampin' Up is offering. It's actually not a product that they're offering through us as demonstrators, but it's something that's being offered directly on their main page. And so what it is it's a downloadable pack of sentiments. Good morning, Danielle. A downloadable pack of sentiments and a few images to help raise some money for the COVID-19 relief efforts. And so you actually have a choice when you go on to do the download as to whether or not you'd like 100% of your money that you're paying for this download to go towards the United Way or towards the WHO, or you can actually split your donation 50-50. But it's a super cute pack of printables. And so I've got a few here printed that I've already cut out. There we go. So I totally share my toilet paper with you on the fun little wraparound, and then just some really beautiful fun ones. Got I miss your face and thank you, hero, and that punches out perfectly with our heart punch. Some really, really fun and then some really, really touching sentiments in this pack. But what I loved as well is that they've numbered the pages, and for each page they tell you exactly what color that is that they've printed, that the ink is, and then what punches or die cuts would work well with that image to cut it out so that you get the most out of your papers. So I'm going to move you over to my screen where you can see my desktop now, and we'll get started making a card this morning. All right, good morning, Alice. Good morning, Catherine. So let's see. Transition. There we go. All right, so I have some blueberry bushel cardstock here because, of course, our in colors are retiring very soon. And so I am going to be doing quite a bit of creating with these in colors. So this is blueberry bushel. I've created just a regular card base. I cut it at 4 1/4 by 11 and then scored it at 5 1/2. And then I created a smaller layer. This layer is cut at 4 by 5 1/4 so that we've got just a small border around the whole piece. So I'm going to go grab my die cutting machine. I'm kind of excited because we're actually getting a new die cutting machine in the new catalog. It won't be available right away in June when the catalog goes live, but it will be available soon after that, they've told us. And so for me, that's pretty exciting because my Big Shot is very old and on its last days. And so yeah, I hope it arrives before my Big Shot. It's over 20 years old, so hopefully, you know, it's lasted me a while. I'll still have it around for other things, but I just don't like having to rely entirely on it. So I'm going to emboss our piece of blue with this eyelet lace embossing folder. So this is one of our retiring embossing folders. Kind of sad to see it go. It just creates a really fun, oh no, that's not the right sandwich. This is one that needs our specialty board. Here we go. No, this is one that needs a double layer. Wow. When in doubt, just try them all. Okay, third time's a charm. There we go. So that's going to be one nice thing about the new machine is that all the plates will be numbered and everything will be just super clear and easy and no guesswork. So kind of excited about that. All right, while I still have my die cutting machine out, I'm also going to cut out one of the sentiments from that printables pack. So I printed out, it's 15 pages of images. It's actually quite a giant, giant selection. And so I am going to come in here and put my die down the right way. And I'm going to cut out one of the sentiments from this printout. It says, sending love and paper hugs. And Now, it was recommended to cut it out with a rectangle die, and that would be so that I could get all the images on either side of it as well. But I'm actually choosing to use a slightly larger die, and I think I'll still be able to cut out the two images on the other side. It'll just be a little bit of a tighter fit. I might have to not use a die, but actually just cut them out. So I'll move this out of the way so I can show you what we were working on there. So that image was recommended to be cut with a stitched rectangle die. Instead, I used one of the ones from our Stitched So Sweetly set. Now, this set is currently unavailable, but it is carrying over to the new catalog, so it will come back. I'm not worried about that. So you can see here I got my stitched rectangle. I'm still going to be able to fit the stitched rectangle on that side, and on this side I'll need a different one, but I'll probably just actually trim it with my paper trimmer and then use a stitched rectangle die to create a mount or something for it. All right, so with that sentiment cut out, we'll move this off to the side. And so it's all the fun colors and everything that they've used to create this. Okay, bring these back. So now this layer is going to go onto our card. I don't like just embossing the card itself, even though it's possible to do that. I don't like doing it because it kind of makes the card a little bit like weak, so it doesn't stand up quite as nice. So I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do with this now is somewhere on my desk, I have way too much stuff. I'm trying to work from my desk like for schoolwork as well as stamp, and it's not working out so well. So I'm just going to see where this would fall. So right about here is where I'm going to start my little bow. And so I always leave like a little piece hanging out, and then I wrap my twine around. Now, guys, if you have not stocked up on white twine and you're like me and use a ton of it, you're going to want to grab some, because I was so shocked, but this was actually on our retiring list. They took away my silver twine last year, and now they're taking away my white twine this year. Kind of sad. But they are bringing in a ton of new gorgeous ribbons, so maybe I'll get over it. All right, so when I do this, I like to tuck it underneath both strings and tie a little knot. That just kind of keeps everything secure and keeps it from sliding around. Oops, come on. So, there we go. Tie that knot. Awesome. Okay, and just a second, I see that there's a comment. Oh, good morning, Gwen. Good morning, Val. And then I'm just going to do two little bunny ears. Wrap these around. And there we go. So I have to say, this morning's card is not going to be any kind of artisan designer thing. I had really wanted to do some stamping like that this week, but life is getting crazy at work. We're up to running like every day a meeting with multiple groups of kids online, as well as planning, and it's getting a little bit much for my brain. So I'm keeping this very, very simple today. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this with some dimensionals. So let's see here. Oh my, they're stuck together. There we go. So I use up all the bits of my dimensionals. So for today's card, I'm actually just going to be using up the edges of a pack of mini dimensionals. The edges on these are super thick, and so make great, great pieces. There we go. And there. All right. So I hope you guys are all doing well. The little bit of rain we've had has been a little bit refreshing, but I'm anxious to be able to get back out sitting outside for work in the garden. It's just been a little too cold to be outside if you're just sitting still. All right, so that's been attached with our dimensionals. Now I'm going to attach our sentiment on here as well with dimensionals. Those up. So if you have not had a chance to pop on and check out our retiring list, you really should. As May goes along, you're going to find that things start retiring quite quickly, especially these in colors. I was actually a little bit surprised to see that these in colors are even still available. Some years they have just sold out so quickly, like before May 1st. So I wouldn't hold my breath that they're going to be around for too much longer. But some of them are quite lovely. So some of the other colors that I'm going to use today on this card are some in colors. This is the lovely lipstick. I have to say it's probably my favorite of all of the in colors. It's kind of like a pinkish reddish color. My lighting's not great in here, but so I'm going to pop in here and punch out 2 or 3 of these. Now, we did have a stamp set that went with this punch during Celebration, and we will have another stamp set that goes with this punch in the new catalog. This punch is carrying over into the new catalog, and there's a very cute little flower set that goes with it. But for today, I'm actually going to just keep these kind of plain and not decorate them at all because we've got that very busy background. So I kind of feel like, you know what, we're okay. I don't really need to do too much to the flowers. I am going to jazz them up a little bit with some glitter enamel dots, but after I've figured out which flowers I'm going to use. So then I think I'll pop in here with a little green. I love that. The granny apple green with the blueberry bushel. Just, it pops so much. And then wouldn't be a card of mine if it didn't include either Pool Party or some Bermuda Bay. So here we go. Come in with 2 little pieces of Bermuda Bay. And I'm going to pop those up like that, I think. And then maybe bring these down in here. So just quite a few flowers kind of coming around our sentiment. I'm going to attach those with mini glue dots, but before I do that, I'm actually going to grab my glitter enamel dots. Now these come, you can see, I have a whole bunch of the purple left over. I don't tend to use the purple a lot, although I saw a really nice watercolor card that I might have to case. So I'm going to grab these and use these as the centers of my flower. So I think the larger one is the best size for this. And I'm going to do this before I stick these down because I do find it's a bit easier to center these on the flowers if they're not attached to the page. Okay, there we go. That wasn't the largest size. Let's grab the larger one. All right. So put that. So yeah, this is just kind of a fun, they're just fun little sparkly dots, and I just think that they add quite a bit to a card front. All right, a little bit more here. And last one. Okay, so when I'm attaching these, I'm just going to put 1 mini dot on, where's my mini dots? There we go. I'm just going to put 1 mini dot on one of the petals. That way, when it layers over top of this, I'm not getting additional bulk. It's just going to stay at the same kind of level. So just choosing one to put them on the back of. All right. So while I'm doing this, I'll just let you guys know about a few other things that are going on. I have a few upcoming classes planned, and it's kind of weird now in this social distancing time because I have to plan them so far in advance. So the deadline to register actually for my May 24th class, which seems crazy, is actually this Friday, May 1st. The reason I have to have that kind of early deadline is because if I'm going to be able to get all the product from Stampin' Up, and then package it all up and send it off to you guys for a card class, that really takes quite a significant chunk of time for like all that mailing back and forth. So yeah, so the deadline for that May 24th class is actually this May 1st, this Friday. So if you want to check that out, it's going to be a Daisy Lane card class. So that's a stamp set that we currently have in our catalog. And then we're going to be doing just some new and fun things with it. So that class would happen via Zoom on the morning of May 24th. And you'll get a full tutorial on how to make all the cards. You'll get all the stuff you need to make the cards. And then there'll be an option as well to get the whole thing for free if you place a $30 order. So otherwise the card class is $20. But if you place a $30 order, you'll actually get the tutorial and all the bits to make your cards for free. So that is happening then. And then May 8th is the deadline for my May 29th class, which is going to be for the dads. It's featuring this Good Man stamp set, and just doing some fun, you know, birthday cards, Father's Day cards and stuff. So here's a sample of one of the cards that I've already created for that class, and that's happening on May 29th. This one's run a little bit differently because it's a product-based class. I know people won't have all those papers and stuff. So you actually, when you purchase, it's a little bit more expensive. You get the tutorial, all the bits to make your cards, as well as a little bit more product, because you'll get like half a pack of the paper and the ribbon and stuff like that. And then there's the option to add on the stamp set. Yeah, so those are kind of two of my upcoming classes. I'm also starting a virtual stamp club for those of you who just want to get stamping more. There's more details on my page for that. And the deadline to register for this month for that as well is May 1st. Yeah, so there's our card. This is kind of a fun way to do some stamping without having to do stamping like with actual ink and paper and stuff. Or, well, ink, you still need the paper. And so yeah, this printout of all the pieces is available on Stampin' Up's website. Just as soon as you go on, the first thing I think you see is COVID response. The third little dot in those scrollies is actually where you click to get in to purchase these. And it's non-commissionable. It doesn't go through a demonstrator or anything. You just purchase them. It's a site outside of Stampin' Up is what it will take you to. And it's $12 US to get the pack. And it goes to a good cause. And they're just so darn cute. So, yeah, if you guys want to place an order, I'll be putting another order in. What day is it today? Today's Wednesday, so I'll be putting in another order tomorrow night. So you can go shop at leahdixon.stampinup.net if you want to grab something, or call me directly and I can key in your order for you. And yeah, have a fabulous day. All right, bye-bye.